Hillary Clinton is in the hot seat today after her husband failed to appear before the House Oversight Committee on Tuesday. Now, the former president and first lady were subpoenaed last year by the committee to answer questions about their connections with Jeffrey Epstein.
While former President Bill Clinton was on the docket yesterday, Hillary is scheduled to testify today. But she's also expected to skip this after the couple published a joint statement on social media. That statement, addressed directly to the House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, reads in part, quote, "Every person has to decide when they have seen or had enough and are ready to fight for this country, its principles, and its people, no matter the consequences. For us, now is that time." It continues, "You have asked what we know. To answer your inquiry, we are providing you with the same or more than 7 of the other 8 individuals you subpoenaed regarding the handling of the Epstein investigations and prosecutions. We expect you will say, this is not enough. We expect you to reject it. You may even set out on an empty chair and stand in front of a cameras and outright dismiss what we have provided. You will say it is not our decision to make, but we have made it. Now you have to make yours."
Make a decision. Comer did. Take a look.
Good morning. This is a deposition of former President William J. Clinton conducted by the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. On July 23rd, 2025, the Subcommittee on Federal Law Enforcement unanimously...
True to the Clintons' predictions, the committee did put out an empty chair for the former president yesterday, and after it was apparent that the former president would not show up, Comer left the hearing and spoke with reporters about what's next. Take a listen.
No one's accusing Bill Clinton of any wrongdoing. We just have questions, and that's why the Democrats voted along with Republicans to subpoena Bill Clinton. I think it's very disappointing. As a result of Bill Clinton not showing up for his lawful subpoena, which again was voted on unanimously by the committee in a bipartisan manner, we will move next week in the House Oversight Committee markup to hold former President Clinton in contempt of Congress.
Okay, come on. A bit of this is spectacle from Comer. I'm not saying, and I want to say that I have 2 perspectives and both things can be true. I believe that the Epstein victims deserve justice. Y'all MAGA people have riled me up. And you guys can call it a Democratic hoax, whatever you want. Got me involved in this that I wasn't a year ago, deeply involved. And now I feel like everybody needs answers as to why Epstein was able to get away with the crimes that he committed for so long. And kind of a blind eye was turned. And Bill Clinton is in plenty of those pictures. He looks ridiculous. But also, Trump can also give a deposition. President Trump can also give a deposition on tape. And that would be equal fitting. I think James Comer has a political intention here, but I would like to see Bill Clinton sit down for the deposition. But I also want to understand why 7 of the 8 other people were able to send sworn testimonies in, and that was enough sworn signed testimonies, and they didn't have to go in person. And why he wants to make a spectacle with a blank chair and say, "Well, Bill Clinton didn't show up."
Well, because he didn't show up.
They provided sworn statements from 7 of the 8 other people, including law enforcement officials. I'd like to hear Bill Clinton talk too. He should step up to the plate if he didn't do anything wrong. I'd like to also hear the president talk. That would be nice. And I think Comer is only focusing on one thing. I think Trump should sit for a deposition as well. And all the people that were looking for answers should be clear that there's no connection. Hillary Clinton keeps on saying there's nothing more we can give you for this investigation. We have no connections in that way to Epstein. We saw otherwise several pictures of President Trump and former President Bill Clinton with Epstein often, and people just want to know, how was this man able to get away?
Did they give him any birthday cards? I mean, all investigative journalism is working to find any connection possible between Trump and Jeffrey Epstein right now. Are they working on the Clinton side of things?
Get out there, everybody who posted the birthday card. I mean, technically that was
Bill. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Clinton.
May I ask, was that
not? Might have made a creative birthday card.
Who shared the birthday card that Trump is suing? Was it Washington Post?
Wall Street Journal.
Oh, Wall Street Journal, exactly, owned by Rupert Murdoch. This is considered widely a conservative outlet, and so I don't understand why you're saying mainstream has a conservative editorial pacing.
It is a mainstream.
And so therefore, if they publish the card, sure, they can publish plenty about Bill Clinton. Let's find it, collect it, and share it. But yes, I think Bill Clinton should come to the table and sit down and have a conversation. And I think President Trump should sit down for a deposition. And why is Comer not asking the president to do that? I understand it would be controversial, but the people that want answers don't care about controversy.
Let's just admit the truth here. The Epstein thing at this point is, except for a small few number of truly committed, civil libertarian-minded people who are genuinely interested in the shadiness and the cover-up, like Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie and some others. Except for them, This is purely a partisan witch hunt in both directions. Republicans are only interested, conservatives are only interested in the Epstein story to the extent they think it will embarrass powerful Democrats, liberals, Bill Gates, financial CEO people, the Clintons. And Democrats are only interested in this story, maybe like yourself, to the extent it is damaging to President Donald Trump. No, and there is not, I don't believe there is going to be compelling evidence demonstrated that either Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump engaged in the kind of abuse of underage women that has been contended of Jeffrey Epstein himself. And no one's satisfied with that because everyone wants to believe their political enemies are child rapists because we're in this era of mass scapegoating and blind partisanship. They're all raping children. Well, that's not true, and that's why there's no evidence of it, and that's why people are unsatisfied. Just in the same way that if you're convinced LBJ killed John F. Kennedy, or the mob did it, or the Cubans did it, no amount of evidence that it was just this one kind of crazy guy who was a communist who did it, who is then himself killed. I know that's not a satisfying answer, so no one's going to accept this, but that's the case.
Everybody that is asking for more information around Marjorie Taylor Greene is not just somebody on a witch hunt. And I think when you look at Marjorie Taylor Greene and the fact that she said the ignition for this entire rampage that she's been on has been first the start and his response, the president's specific response to releasing the Epstein files, and multiple women, at least that I've spoken to.
Didn't we discredit that during the whole Me Too era?
But I'm not saying believe it. I said look into it. Why was he able to go on for so long abusing young underage women? That's something that's a question that needs to be answered. It seems like it was excused by powerful people, including government officials. And so we should just know the answers to that. And why is that so scary to think about? And let me tell you another thing. When somebody says something about me that's wholly untrue, like just completely random, has nothing to do with an inch of the truth, I'm not going to give them the finger and do what President Trump did the other day. Was he in Detroit and he gave somebody the finger that was calling him names similar to what you're describing, that people are on a witch hunt? So why is he so riled up about it, saying F you and giving them the finger? I think that's when somebody, why are you so triggered by this thing? Why is he suing the Wall Street Journal over a birthday card that he probably, allegedly gave to Epstein? I know, but people are saying that's the same signature. So it's worth looking into. What are we doing? I mean, I just don't understand, like, why can't he sit down for a deposition and clear his name? He doesn't like being
falsely accused. No one does.
And why can't he sit down for a deposition and clear his name, as they do in most cases?
Why can't Bill Clinton do it?
Bill Clinton should also sit down for a deposition and clear his name. I know that Bill and Hillary have beefed up their legal team dramatically in the last few months. And so that is eyebrow raising to me, but also, as I guess people who want to protect themselves in any situation don't want to be wrongfully accused, as you say, beefing up your legal team is just par for the course. But these are all things that I'm like, we're seeing too many pictures that have come out, I know intentionally by Republicans, of Bill Clinton looking in unsavory positions. And so I think the same thing for the president, even though he claims his relationship is so historical that it's not relevant to anything.
I mean, both of them were friends with Epstein up to a point in time, and then there's no evidence of further association, right? So again, I kind of think it's a witch hunt in both ways. I mean, I enjoy making fun of the Clintons and their kind
people
of...
look at Ro Khanna
they were
and
very
such
close
esteemed
to Epstein
bipartisan
for a long
members
time.
of Congress.
Yeah.
So why are they still looking into it if it's just a joke to most people?
No, I don't think they're... I think they're sincere and that they would say the government is not releasing the files that they voted to have released. And sure, they should keep at it. I just don't... Again, I don't have the same automatic, oh, someone said something bad happened to me 30 years ago, I have no proof, and I got $1 million when I made this accusation because there was a legal fund set up for victims, and it turns out I wasn't even underage at the time. Then I start to roll my eyes and go, why are we still talking about this?
But we know Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein are convicted of these crimes. So we know that these are criminals in these ways. So that doesn't mean every single woman that says they did something is accurate, but it's worth understanding how we let this happen.
I've never said they are not criminals or that they don't deserve to be in, Epstein's dead, or that Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't deserve to be in prison. Absolutely, they're criminals. What we're debating is whether people who to some extent have recanted accusations. Virginia Giuffre, the most well-known accuser, who, by the way, was not underage during this time period, and accused Alan Dershowitz and got sued and then, recanted it. So that's where my skepticism comes from.
President Trump has a strong message for both Iranian protesters and regime. We're going to tell you about that next. Don't go anywhere.